Feel the burn, Sanders in the building. I want to talk about Bernie Sanders. And the reason why I want to talk about Bernie Sanders is because they're telling me that he had an interview with Anderson Cooper of CNN, right? And so he was giving a warning to Americans that Republicans don't give a dude about you. And so I said, well, listen, we want to give equal coverage to the people that are on the Democrat side also, and we want to objectively review it. I haven't seen this, but I heard that it was a pretty fiery interview. Check it out.
Tariffs are aimed at part, and the president talks about bringing manufacturing jobs to America. The White House talked about iPhones being made here in America. Some economists have said that it would cost thousands of extra dollars to buy an iPhone. Is that realistic?
I think I don't know the answer to that. But what I do know is the immediate harm is going to be very significant. And it is going to...
I'm going to read Cash App too, because y'all showing me a lot of love on Cash App too. I'm going to read those shortly.
Looked around there. Virtually all of those products sold in stores like Target are going to see significant increases in prices if Trump gets his way with tariffs. That's going to hurt working people a whole lot.
This is Marge Watchorn, a manager at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. She's worked with the federal government for 30 years. Thank you for your service. Thanks. Marge is a Democrat from Ellicott City, Maryland. Marge?
Senator, what would you say to federal employees who are concerned about the careless workforce cuts being effectuated by Elon Musk and DOGE?
I want to say two things about that. First of all, thank you and your colleagues for your years of service.
I want y'all to know that they also vet all of these questions before they're asked, just for the people that may not be familiar with what goes on behind the scenes.
The vast majority of federal employees are trying their best to do the jobs that have to be done to protect the American people, and I thank you all very much for that. The idea that Mr. Musk goes around and with a chainsaw, I mean, that is his metaphor, a chainsaw, slashing jobs all over the place, telling people based on nothing that they have poor performance records, throwing them out into the street is outrageous. But I want to say something else, above and beyond. And by the way, I was just on the floor a few hours ago. They have decided in their brilliance, and I suspect this is a Musk initiative, to lay off, they have a proposal to lay off 83,000 workers at the Veterans Administration. Got that? So we made a commitment to the men and women who put their lives on the line that we were going to provide them with the best quality health care that we could. And generally speaking, I know in my state, veterans are very proud of the health care they get in White River Junction, Vermont, and that's true in many places in this country. But arbitrarily, throwing 83,000 workers in the Veterans Administration, lowering the quality of care for our veterans, delaying the kind of the time in which they're going to get their benefits is a total outrage. I want to add one point to that.
When y'all ask what do these people do, they go on podcast tours and they speak on different platforms. That's pretty much what they do. They don't actually do any work. It's one of the easiest jobs ever. Their main job is to go and speak, and then also create visibility for themselves so that they can raise money for their campaign fund. They spend every year, all year, the majority of their time either on vacation or raising money. And in order to raise money nowadays, they got to become more visible. And this is why they do these podcast tours, and this is why they jump on these platforms.
I want everybody to think about this. Most people, we have millions of federal employees. Most people are not federal employees. And I think many people are saying, wow, that's outrageous. I really feel for these federal employees thrown out on the street. But I want you to think about this. If Musk can do this to federal employees, some of whom are in unions, some of whom work for years, what do you think?
Oh, no wonder you so angry, Juju. And I'm hoping that you a girl with a name like Juju too. Says, I'm in GovTech AD, you're lying. We do a lot of work. What did I lie about? I didn't even speak about government employees yet. And y'all don't do a lot of work. Most of y'all are lazy. Most of y'all are lazy. Most government workers, especially GovTech workers, are lazy. That's how I know. I knew it. Shout out to my homeboy's name, Juju. Now I see why you're so angry.
he's going to be doing when artificial intelligence and robotics comes for your job. Guess what? The job you have today ain't going to be here in 10 or 15 years. And you think Musk and his friends are saying, oh my goodness, how do we protect American workers from the explosion in technology that we're seeing? They don't give a damn about you. If this is
So let me inform people. First of all of these people that are resistant to change, don't be. You should embrace it. That way you can keep a job and you can continue to make more money as you go. Most of these jobs are not there to replace you. They're there to assist you. They're there to make you much more efficient. I leverage artificial intelligence in everything I do, including content creation, including being able to put together different presentations, running the numbers, all of that stuff. I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm putting together a presentation or I'm working on something in order to pitch to a potential sponsor for the show or something like that. Then instead of spending 8 hours meticulously putting together a PowerPoint or some documents that actually show data that would normally go in an Excel spreadsheet, it probably takes me less than 45 minutes for me to expedite the process and put together the same presentation with the same information, and it actually looks better than if I was to do it myself. If I'm on Photoshop, for example, and I have to remove a pond in the background or I have to add a background or something, it takes me it's a lot easier. Do I know how to do it manually? Absolutely. But it's a lot easier and quicker and faster, and I can work more efficient and make more money and spend more of my time doing things that's meaningful to the business if I can expedite the process. Artificial intelligence and technology is not there to slow you down or to eliminate your job. It's supposed to be there to make things much easier and more efficient. So if you're embracing it, then that means that you're looking at the opportunities and you're going in that direction. If you're not, then you're going to fall behind and it's going to be difficult for you to actually continue to move in that direction and become successful. And you can always go and get jobs in other industries that are being created as a result of Trump requiring companies to do business here in America. So we need less public sector jobs and we need more private sector jobs, because public sector jobs are fake jobs. They're not fake jobs in that they don't do anything. They're fake jobs in that they don't really add to our economy, and it doesn't add to the value of what we're doing here in America. We need industries to be able to stand alone. We do not need bloated government. We need smaller government, not bigger government.
is what they could do to federal employees, think about what they could do to people in the private sector. So bottom line there is I am not a Luddite. I think technology has many positive things to say. But we have got to understand that new technology, AI, robotics, has got to work for working people, not just for the billionaires and Mr. Musk.
It's all a talking point, Joe. It's the billionaires, the billionaires, the billionaires, the billionaires, and the billionaires are Mr. Musk. The billionaires are Mr. Musk. It's always the billionaires. And you know the reason why they don't say the millionaires anymore? Because they're millionaires. People that have been paid by the people for their entire career. Biden was a 50-year government employee. That means that not only did he do and get whatever it is that he got behind the scenes, but these people have been getting rich off the American people's backs and the taxpayers for a long time. They want more taxes, not less taxes. And they will think about it. A public servant getting rich, billionaires, more billionaires and their buddies, billionaires. Meanwhile, most of them are funded by George Soros. Most of them are funded by George Soros. And it's the billionaires. Billionaires and Musk and his buddies. Billionaires, Musk and his buddies. And they will never mention millionaires anymore because they are a part of the game now.
There's a lot of talk from the DOGE team or from Elon Musk about waste, fraud, and abuse and what they're finding. Have you seen much evidence of waste, fraud, and abuse? Because what they put on their wall of receipts, some of the top items, the biggest savings they allege to have implemented, turned out to be mistakes or just lies.
Look, am I going to sit here and tell anybody in America that the United States government doesn't have a bureaucracy and there isn't waste? Of course there is. And do we all, you're Republican, conservative, progressive, I was mayor of the city of Berlin. One of the things I'm proud of
Let me guess. He's going to say, but you can't take a chainsaw. You got to take a scalpel. You got to go through with a scalpel, not a chainsaw, because there's plenty of people in the federal government that is working hard, and they're hard-working Americans, especially our veterans.
We saved money. We made the city more efficient. People pay taxes. They want to make sure their money goes to where it's supposed to go. We can do better than we're doing right now.
Is there a contribution Elon Musk could make to the federal government that you would be?
I think I don't think he can do it. But do I think as a nation, as a Congress, as an administration, we got to sit down and say, how do we break through the bureaucracy and make the government more efficient? Yes. But I want to give you one example.
Bullshit. And I hate to say that on a Millionaire Morning Show, but holy bullshit. 100% bullshit. You know why? Because how come they haven't done it already? So Elon Musk, the most innovative man of our lifetime, can't do it. He don't know what he's talking about. It takes public servants to do what they should have been doing but never did to do it. Man, are y'all still listening to these politicians? Honestly, no. It takes us to come together and do it. So why haven't you did it then? You're old as dirt. You've been a public servant your entire life. You got rich off of it. So how come you didn't do it if you already was going to do it, but Musk can't do it, but even though he's doing it? He can't do it. He can't do it. I hate these politicians, bro.
And this worries me a whole lot. Trump gets up in his State of the Union, and many of you have heard it. And he says, oh my goodness, millions and millions of senior citizens, 150 years age, 200 years of age. Remember that? Oh, they're all getting Social Security benefits. It's a lie. A total, absolute lie. I mean, according to the new guy who is going to become the Social Security Administrator, Trump's own appointee, well over 99% of the benefits owed to people on Social Security were earned by the people on Social Security. It's just another lie. So a lot of what they're doing is, am I going to tell you the Veterans Administration is the most efficient organization in the world? No, it's not. But you don't simply, with a chainsaw, if you like, get rid of 83,000 people, then say, oh, it's not going to impact the quality of care that our veterans receive.
The president's keeping a 10% tariff on most countries, 25%.
Was I right about what he was going to say? Was I right about what he was going to say? Was I right about what I was going to say? You just don't go through with a chainsaw. Was I right about what he was going to say? I don't want to hear any more of Bernie Sanders. I'm done with him. I don't want that to be the last thing that I think about on the Millionaire Morning Show before I dig deep into my birthday.